On today's show, we sit down with Marian Celenza to discuss her new books. Also live and in studio, the uplifting music of John Farchione. So get ready, good news is coming your way. Hi everyone, I'm Monsignor Jim Vaughn, and welcome to Good News. As always, we're here to bring you the people, the places, the wonderful things that are going on in the life of our church and in our world. And as always, please welcome Karen Danker-Smith. Karen, good to have you.
Hi, Monsignor Jim. How are you?
Good. So how do you like our new digs? You know, we really haven't spoken about that yet. Is this nice?
It's amazing.
It's really pretty amazing set, right?
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I feel like I'm on the Tonight Show or something.
My friend Dan DeMarco put this together for us.
Well, thank you, Mr. DeMarco.
Some scraps of wood that were around or something.
It's
quite a set, though, right?
Beautiful.
You can take like a little pictorial tour of this. I mean, the idea is this is kind of the city lit with the presence of God, you know?
Aha.
And it's a beautiful,
nice. Little crosses
edition, right?
here and there. It's
beautiful.
beautiful.
Really cool, right?
Yeah.
So since we have been on a little hiatus and everything, we're back.
Yes.
The kids. So you got to tell us about the kids. All the people always write in about your kids.
Yes.
2 kids you have.
Nora just turned 4, and she's
4.
in pre-K at Long Beach Catholic.
Pre-K already.
Yeah.
Wow. I remember when she was born.
I know. And Gavin is 1.
Gavin
I can't
is 1 already.
believe it.
Gavin is our miracle baby.
Yeah, that's right. His leg is absolutely perfect. He had the surgery, the cast for a month, and now he's doing fine.
And they put C coral in there,
That's right.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And here's Nora.
And there's Nora, 4 years
smiling
old.
and laughing. And you'll probably see her on our Christmas special this year.
Yes, I can't
Maybe she'll
wait.
pay attention this year and not go to sleep like she did last year. I don't know. We'll see.
We have a very strict schedule at our house. 7 o'clock bedtime.
Everybody goes to bed, so the taping went into 7 o'clock. She went right to sleep. That was the end of it.
Exactly.
It's absolutely amazing, right? So we have, like, it's an old friends regathering, you know, and that's what's nice. We have an old friend with us today.
I know. I'm very excited.
She's got some exciting stuff. Our next guest is an author who I've had the privilege to have on the show before. She's back again now with her 3rd book. This is her 3rd book. It's called Lunch is in the Bag. Welcome, Marian Celenza, back to Good News. Marian, it's great to have you with us.
Thank you for asking me to come back.
Hi, Marian.
Marian, the whole place loves when you come because you don't just come alone. You bring like a big load of food.
It?
Well, that's what they told me. And I haven't been in the green room yet, but they said, oh, you can tell Marian's here. There's delicious food. My assistant, Stephanie, said, there's delicious food here. I could promise you that.
I brought you some samples from the new book.
All right.
Now, how did this book come about, Marian? Because you have 2 others. You have Menu Log.
Menu Log, which was my first cookbook. The second book was not a cookbook. It was The Poetry of Dogs. Right. And it was my contribution as a gift to my daughter-in-law for bringing these beautiful black labs into my life.
Isn't that wonderful?
And I write poetry, so I took photos. I had taken photos over the years, and I compiled a book for the dogs. Meanwhile, I've been a collector of my own recipes since I was a child. I keep a notebook next to my stove.
Isn't that great?
And I have written recipes. So I said, I've got all these recipes. Maybe I could do something on lunch. Because it's sort of a time of dining that people have found and then thrown out again.
It's true.
And now, hopefully, they're going to find it again. Because you do know that lunch was really non-existent as we know it today. In the early days of Western civilization, people ate their main meal between 10 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon because they woke up to go and work in the agrarian areas at 5 in the morning, so they had to feed the body, the machine, and by the time 10, 12 came, they were hungry again.
Exactly,
And that was their main meal. That's why I call it a celebration.
That's wonderful. I know in my first parish we did the same thing. We had our main meal in the afternoon. My pastor was and is a wonderful Sicilian priest, Monsignor Peter Chiara.
Oh.
You know him and love him.
One of my favorite people.
And he would, we'd have a big meal together in the afternoon. It was wonderful to live in that kind of Mediterranean-style rectory. It was just wonderful to do that. And it was a very healthy way to live, too, to be honest with you, because you didn't have a big meal in you at 7 o'clock at night. You know, you were eating light in the evening.
It is better. Yeah. But this book actually is has 52, my signature menu cookbook. That's my signature. Every one of the cookbooks will have 52 menus from soup to nuts.
Isn't that great, huh?
And then I have a section there on brunches, a bunch of brunches. light bites for 2.
Wow.
Sandwiches, and
Wow.
then the complimentary gravies, dressings, and sauces.
Well, I want to show
Very
some of the
nice.
photos. I mean,
And I took my own
pictures,
photos.
you take your
They're
own photo. Are they
beautiful.
beautiful or what?
They're
These are-
mine, aren't they great?
They're
bright
amazing. I
and
mean,
I
I
did
love
them
all
on,
these
with
great
lights and right
did
on
a
the
great
right
job.
on the floor of my family room.
Wow.
I set,
Isn't that
I
amazing,
set up
huh?
my
Little studio.
workshop.
Now, you had talked to us before about
at
this,
that.
Marion. In the parish, what's your parish again that you go
St.
to?
Pius X in Plainview, Monsignor Grazia Dio.
Oh, good. You got it. And by the way, I love Monsignor Grazia
He's
Dio,
on a
too.
trip right now.
He's on a trip right now?
Lourdes.
Oh, good. Well, he'll
Oh,
see this
wow.
when he's back. These great photos and stuff. He's always very supportive of what you're doing,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
We're giving him 100 books next week on Election Day.
Really?
He wants 100 books, and we're going to sell them, and he keeps the proceeds.
Isn't that wonderful,
That's
huh?
our deal.
Isn't that
Nice.
wonderful?
Every time I do it,
That's a wonderful gift, huh? That's a great thing to get.
Well, my parish is my family.
yeah, isn't that wonderful?
And many people there have broken bread in my house. Of course, as the years go on, we don't have too many of those people anymore.
Sure.
But my parish has given me a family life that I don't think I could ever have had any other place. I'm an only child.
Wow.
And I do savor my cousins.
Yeah, sure.
And I will not leave them alone. And I have cousins in West Islip, and that's how I know all the people in West Islip.
Sure.
And Hicksville, and I keep maintaining a friendship. Then in California and New Jersey, I don't see them too much, but we do maintain. And I have a new cookbook coming out next year.
Now, what's that about? I mean,
Oh, I'm not going to tell
you
you
don't
too
stop,
much.
do
You're
you?
going to ask
More
me again.
recipes?
Don't, Marion, you're
Yeah,
coming
you
back
asked
as
me-
often as you want. Don't worry about
But
that.
that one is from the Table of Plenty.
Wow.
It's food for the body and manna for the soul.
Isn't that
It's
beautiful?
a collection of about 500 to 600 recipes,
Oh, my
menus, in menu order.
Right.
And I have one with 20 menus of pasta alone.
Oh, my Lord. That sounds like my
And
kind
then
of book.
I have essays, 75 essays, and I write on foods, types of foods, history of food, little anecdotes, funny stories, family life, and I have photos to complement them of all my relatives.
Oh, that's
Nice.
wonderful.
I was able, through my cousin's assistance, to dig up a photo of my uncle who lived with us, a priest, and Father Raphael Orlando. And he was a hunter. And every year he would go hunting in his sister's, my Aunt Catherine's farm, and he would hunt pheasants, deer, rabbits.
Oh, my Lord.
And my mom, with whom he lived, she wouldn't cook them, but his sister Susie would. And my Aunt Susie would cook all these, and I would go to her house. And I would eat rabbit cacciatore, coniglio cacciatore,
Sure.
venison steak,
Wow.
stuffed pheasant. And, I said to myself, I have to do something now to create this memory for my family.
Right. Mhm.
And that's what we did.
It's a funny thing, too, because as I see you and these new projects come out, like, you have more energy than the last time I
That's
saw you.
right. That's right.
It's incredible. Like, you are like a nonstop person. I mean, that's all your life you've been like that pretty much, or what?
Yeah, I think so.
It's incredible. I mean, you just don't stop, and you're always thinking ahead. I mean, right? You're thinking to the next book, I mean, people would write one book, and they'd say, well, listen, I wrote a book. This is
Right.
great. I have a book. But you're not stopping.
No, I don't believe in doing that because the Lord put me in this world. He gave me a gift, all right? Life. To me, that's the greatest gift.
You're right.
You take all the rest away. And the second greatest gift, up there too, is family. So to enjoy it, and I have this talent of cooking, I thought maybe I'd have to share it too.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's how I do it. And I want to write something so that you could say it was established in stone, as the saying
I
goes.
hear you, sure.
And present it to my family so they could have.
That's such a gift.
Isn't that wonderful, right?
Yeah.
It's
That's
a
And
lot
I mean,
of fun.
we said that before too, Marion. Like, there's so many times this happens in people's families. They'll say, I wish I had my grandmother's recipe for
Right.
apple strudel or for meatballs or something. And a lot of times that gets lost when we lose that person. And what you're doing is helping to preserve that and hopefully inspiring some other people to do the same,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Well, that's what I want. I write the cookbook for the ordinary person. They are not fancy recipes. The menus are easily followed. The actually, all the condiments is things you would probably have in your pantry anyhow.
Sure.
But it is something that's different. And it will have you enable you to have at least one fancy meal a week where you could remember and use all of these unusual things that come from the past.
Sure.
If they are. The lunch, of course, is very modern. lunch book that I have just written is it's something. It's a fun book.
Now, if people want to get a copy of this, Marion, where do they have to go to get a copy?
The book is on Amazon.com.
Wonderful.
Bookstores by order, your favorite bookstore.
Sure.
And or you could get the book directly from me on my homepage. I have a book distributor, Baker and Taylor, who carries orders for me. And if you go to a bookstore, for example, and say you want this book, provide them with the information, and they order it for you.
Now, what's your website, Marion, if people want to go to that?
It's well, I hope you're going to run this on the Zipper.
Of course we are, don't worry. She's a producer too, Karen.
Home.earthlink.net, Cookie Crone.
Okay.
We've got a little slash and a squiggle in there, and I don't want to have to... But I'm very, very attentive. I follow your orders explicitly and have a very colorful homepage.
Oh, wonderful. That's great.
Good News is on it, too.
Oh, good. I hope so.
Oh,
That's
yes.
good. And if you should, if that went by on the screen too fast, or if you didn't get that, just email us here at the station, and the Good News link on our site, telecaretv.org, and we'll send you Marion's link, too. This way, people can just go and they can pick up the book. The other thing is it's a great book. It's a great gift to give to somebody,
Sure.
I think, because Marion's books are not just about the recipe, but it's about the story, and it tells a lot of story, and I really appreciate the work you do here, Marion, and more so, I appreciate your friendship and coming back. And
I
also,
appreciate yours.
I also know you tell half the world about us at Telecare, because I meet people and they say, do you know Marion Salenza? She told us about your show. So thanks for all of the work you're doing out there, but most importantly, thanks for preserving this tradition. We need this, and we need to give honor and to really celebrate the meal and how beautiful that is, an encounter with God and with other people, right? So,
Well, I thank you very much for asking me, both of you.
yeah, I'm glad you could
Thanks
be
for
here.
coming.
And come back when number 4 comes around, okay?
Yeah.
And number
Late
5.
next spring.
And number 6, because we
Yeah,
love having you here. I can't wait to get to the green room. So we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more good news right after this. Welcome back, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome John Farchione to Good News.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Maria, gratia plena, Maria, gratia plena. Ave, Ave Dominus, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus, benedictus fructus ventris tui, Jesus. Ave Maria. Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, ora pro nobis, ora pro nobis peccatoribus. Et in hora mortis nostrae, in hora mortis nostrae, in hora mortis
That was beautiful, John.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
How
It's
did
my
you
honor.
start in this gift of music in your life?
You know, I always kind of just had a connection to it growing up, and I didn't start singing until I was about 16.
Wow.
I just graduated from college, so when I was a sophomore in high school, I started getting into theater, and I started taking voice lessons. And ever since then, I just knew it was what I wanted to do. You know, senior year of high school, I chose to go to a college where I could pursue this, and
Wow.
I got 4 wonderful years of training.
Wow.
And I'm just out of school, and I'm doing good. So.
And you're able to perform in different. You've been working in theater now already, right?
I just finished doing a show, Les Miserables.
Okay.
It was just on Broadway. It closed, and now they're doing it regionally. So I get to. I'm doing it. I just did it in Maine, in
Wow.
Ogunquit, Maine, and in about a month, I get to go to Vermont.
Wow.
And do it again. So
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
exciting.
absolutely thrilled. It's more than I could ask for right now in my life. And
That's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And like and to also use the gift of music to praise God in this beautiful Ave Maria too.
Yes.
That's a great thing too to be
Yes.
able to do, you know, and that kind of adds to the whole gift of using your voice, right?
Yes, it's just wonderful. I love kind of singing in church, and when I can give back, and I love singing at weddings. And the last time I sung this song was at my brother's wedding, and it was just
Oh, wow.
It's a wonderful feeling to give back and sing and just realize that, you know, just be thankful for everything that you
Sure,
were given.
sure.
You know.
That's amazing. Now listen, I'm not going to hold it against you.
Yeah.
But I know you're related to Father Joe DeGracco somehow, right?
I am actually. My mother is Father Joe's cousin.
Really?
So I see him all the time at our family events and everything. So.
Well, thank God the looks didn't carry over or anything like that. You're all set. You know, he hosts one of our shows here, but really, I'm so glad that he put us on to you, because what a great gift. It's just a
Thank you
beautiful
so
gift.
much. Thank
Now,
you.
would you sing another one for us?
I would love to.
And this is going to be something a little...
A little different, a little more contemporary. This is You Raise Me Up, made popular by Josh Groban.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, here he is again, everybody. Let's welcome him back.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence till you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk he sees. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
John, thank you so much for being with us today. What a thrill.
Pleasure.
And I hope you come back, all right? So when you get off tour, you can come back and be with us. We'd love to have you with us. And just don't forget us. Like when you're at the Tony Awards, can you just say, and I remember Telecare.
Definitely.
All right, do me a favor in your acceptance speech.
You got it, I
What a
promise.
beautiful voice. Just a great, great gift.
Much.
Really, thanks so much. We're going to be right back with more good news after this, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. You know, I'm a priest 20 years this year, and it's unbelievable what a blessing it's been in my life to be able to serve the people of God through this wonderful sacrament of the priesthood for 20 years. And I never forget moving into my very first assignment. It was at St. Mary's in East Islip in New York, here in Long Island, and I had a Volkswagen Beetle. And all I had in that Volkswagen Beetle was a cardboard box with a lid on it and a suitcase. And that's how I began my priesthood. And now if I was to move tomorrow, I would probably have to get a moving company to help me to move all of the junk that has accumulated over the last 20 years. My life is probably not unlike yours in that. Life gets complicated. Why? Well, I don't know, but it just seems to get complicated as time goes on. All of us can look back to older times when things were simpler back then. Pre-cell phone, pre-BlackBerry, pre-computer. Yeah, life was simpler then. Life was simpler because we spent more time with one another. Life was simpler because we sat around and spoke to one another more. It's more complicated now. And I think that's why God calls us again and again and again to simplify, to utilize the technology that we've been given, but to simplify our lives, to take the blocks away which get in the way of our relationship with God. It's important for us to be able to be people who are able to sit in silence every day, to be able to meditate, to contemplate every day, to read the scriptures and spend time reflecting on the scriptures every day. When you insert that into life every day, things begin to change. It's amazing. Things begin to take new meaning on. Things really begin to develop in our lives. It's not easy to do that in the midst of a world that's filled with technology, filled with movement, filled with moving constantly and running around. Life gets complicated. But if we can strip away some of the things, if we can get rid of some of the thingdom, we can encounter more of the kingdom. And I think that's important to see. Not because it's a catchphrase, no, but all of our lives have gotten more complicated. Can we live more simply? Can we live focused more on the power of Jesus in our lives? Can we live a life that is a slightly bit more reflective, more meditative, with a little bit more prayer each day to recognize that power of focus that helps us to move forward? Yeah, it's not like it was 20 years ago. It's not like it was 5 years ago. And 5 years from now, it'll all be different again. Yeah, we keep growing. We keep developing through the grace and the power of the Holy Spirit, through the gift of God. But in the midst of that, can we simply live so that others may live? Can we live simply so that that Holy Spirit can break into our lives and call us into a life of service and a life of ministry? Hey, we're out of time, but thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. And remember, whatever you do this week, keep on spreading the good news.